Do you remember the first time you discovered the true meaning of forgiving someone? For many of us, forgiveness has looked different as life has gone on. Maybe as a child, forgiveness was a matter of saying sorry after a playground squabble. As the years added stories and wrinkles to our faces, the meaning of forgiveness shifted and deepened. Now, with the benefit of experience, the idea of letting go of past hurts, betrayed expectations, your own mistakes carries a more profound weight. Forgiveness at this stage is less about keeping the peace and more about lightening your spirit for the road ahead. Let's explore how forgiveness, in all its forms, relates to the lives we lead after 60. I know each of you brings decades of insight, shaped by the hardships you've faced, the moments you wish had gone differently, and the joys you've cherished. The wisdom you hold about family, friends, and even yourself deserves to be honored as we discuss how forgiveness can enrich this chapter. One of the clearest lessons learned over a lifetime is that everyone makes mistakes, including ourselves. Holding on to resentment over the missteps of the past can quietly drain us. You know better than most the subtle ways old grievances can settle in, not only in the corners of our memory, but even in our bodies, sometimes as tension that lingers. While younger people might talk about moving on, your experience tells you that moving on is often a series of conscious choices, not a single leap. Forgiveness is one of those choices, and more than anything, it's something you do for yourself. Think about the countless times someone disappointed you, a sibling who forgot a birthday, a friend who let you down, a parent who missed a milestone. In your 20s or 40s, these may have stung sharply. But over time, that perspective tends to soften. Perhaps a phone call years later sheds new light. Maybe you find out about struggles they never mentioned. Forgiveness grows from compassion. Understanding others carry invisible burdens just as we do. There's real strength in acknowledging, I choose not to let this pain color my memories or define my days. This is especially true now when time feels so precious and each interaction carries its own significance. Holding on to grudges only weighs life down. Practically, forgiveness can mean having an honest conversation, writing a letter, even if you never send it, or quietly wishing someone well as you carry on with your life. Sometimes, the act of forgiving need not even involve the person who hurt you. It's a silent, personal gift you give yourself. There's another level to forgiveness, and it's the hardest of all: forgiving yourself. By this stage, you've probably replayed certain decisions, big or small, in your mind more times than you'd like to admit. Maybe it was a harsh word blurted to your child, an opportunity you let pass by, or a friendship left untended. It's natural to feel regret, but self-criticism can rob your days of joy. I'd like you to reflect. When was the last time you gave yourself the same grace you so willingly give others? Imagine what it would feel like to look at an old mistake and say, I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. That permission can unburden you to enjoy the present and approach what's left of life with more ease. Perhaps you've noticed that forgiving someone or yourself doesn't always mean forgetting. Our minds store stories for a reason. Forgiveness is not erasing what happened, but changing the hold it has over you. Here's a comparison that may resonate. One person can approach an old hurt by trying to ignore it, stuffing it deep down, only to find it pops up again in unexpected moments. Maybe a family dinner or a quiet night alone. Another person decides to acknowledge that pain, even to weep for it, but then deliberately puts it down, saying, I will not let this define me. More often than not, it's the second path that leads to peace. You shape the impact of those moments by deciding what to carry forward. Forgiveness also nurtures relationships that still matter to you. Many of us value connection even more dearly as we age. Old friends, siblings, and even partners can be both great comforts and sources of old wounds. Maybe you have a friend from decades ago and there was a falling out that left words unspoken. Is it worth revisiting? Sometimes a brief note, even after many years, can mend fences. Sometimes simply letting go inside yourself without needing an apology brings freedom. Ask yourself, what might change in your daily life if you offered forgiveness or sought it out, even in a small way? While on the subject of relationships, remember, forgiveness does not mean tolerating hurtful behavior. Setting healthy boundaries is just as important. Over many years, the people around you might not change, but you can change your response. For example, you can choose to spend time with those who fill you with joy and politely create distance from those who do not. Forgiveness in these instances sometimes means releasing anger while still protecting your own well-being. I'd love for you to share in the comments what acts of forgiveness toward yourself or others have brought you comfort or a sense of closure. When you share your story, you help others feel less alone, and together we create a community of wisdom and support. Now, if you get value from what we have presented, please like and subscribe to help us grow our channel, Ageless Soul. It allows more people in our community to see these messages that matter. Forgiveness holds power over physical well-being too. You may even have memories of times when unspoken resentment left you with sleepless nights, headaches, or annoying unease. Research backs this up. Prolonged anger and bitterness can impact our hearts, our immune systems, even the aches and pains of daily living. Conversely, letting go of those old frustrations often brings a sense of release. It's a way to give your body kindness, as well as your mind. If there's an old wound that still troubles you, you could try a simple breathing exercise. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and as you exhale, imagine letting go of that old hurt, just for that moment. Forgiveness can also shift your sense of legacy. Many elders reflect on how they will be remembered. Stories passed down to grandchildren become windows into your values and beliefs. Choosing to forgive, especially in ways the next generation can see, models an approach to life that values resilience and connection over anger and division. This is true whether you say, "I made peace with your uncle because family matters," or whether your actions simply show an openness to reconciliation. It's never too late to heal an old hurt or to give yourself the approval you may have longed for. One small step at a time, you can dust off relationships that matter, repair your own sense of self, and walk a little more lightly in the world. Reach out to someone who comes to mind. Jot down the thoughts that have weighed on you, or, if you prefer quiet reflection, sit with your favorite cup of tea and release those old burdens with intention. Sometimes giving and receiving forgiveness means recognizing the difference between justice and peace. Life teaches us that not every wrong is righted, and not every apology comes when we'd like. Still, we have the power to cultivate peace, even when we cannot change what happened. For you, that might mean reconciling with a family story you cannot rewrite, or finding calm in your heart over disappointing chapters. Each time you choose peace over grudges, you free yourself to focus on what's good in life, what's nourishing right now. I invite you, as someone who has lived, loved, been bruised and healed, to consider, what does forgiveness look like for you today? Is there anyone, including yourself, you're ready to extend kindness to? Let us know in the comments. Your experiences can encourage and guide others walking this path. If this resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing to Ageless Soul. Every gesture helps build a community that values wisdom and healing. Your life has held thousands of moments, some tough, some joyous, many ordinary and precious. The act of forgiveness need not be grand or dramatic. Sometimes, softening your heart a bit for your own sake is the greatest gift of all. By choosing to forgive, you honor the fullness of your journey, lighten the load you carry into your later years, and make space for more connection and contentment in every day to come. Thank you for watching. Tap that like button and subscribe if this brought you joy today. We're growing thanks to wonderful folks like you, wishing you a peaceful day wrapped in warmth and love.